Today's video, you're going to find out how to buy a home in Las Vegas while living out of state. Stay tuned. Hey guys, before we dive into the video, my name is Jerry Abbott. I'm a realtor with Simply Vegas Real Estate in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, Nevada. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about the Las Vegas real estate market, just subscribe to this channel, click the little bell notification, and definitely give me a like down there. That would really help me out. Honestly, I help people move to Las Vegas all the time. So if you're interested in moving here and you want to relocate and buy a home, I am your guy. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of this city. Just call, text, or email me anytime. Okay, so I get a lot of inquiries from people out of state that are looking at my channel that are looking to buy a home in Las Vegas, but they obviously don't live in Las Vegas currently. So I want to go over a few steps to show you guys exactly what you need to do to buy a home in Las Vegas while you're living in your current state. So let's get into the first step. Okay, so step number one is if you've never been to Las Vegas and of course you're looking to move to Las Vegas, it would certainly help if you came to the city. If you came to the city, obviously you get a better feel as to how the city is set up, the different types of neighborhoods, the different types of homes you're looking at, the different price ranges. So basically what a lot of people are going to do is when they're out of state, they're going to look online. A lot of people will use Zillow, they'll go to realtor.com. The best thing about having a real estate agent like myself is I can find you direct listings that are coming onto the market. I can find exact price ranges and everything that you guys want down to every little detail. So the first thing to do really is step one is to browse lightly, whether you want to do it online yourself or you want to use someone like me to just get a feel as to what kind of different neighborhoods there are here, what are the different types of homes here in terms of price ranges, where you want to live, try to get a little bit familiar with the city. And then what we do is we go to step number two, which is the following. So step number two is you definitely want to put your own home up for sale before you think about buying a home here in Las Vegas. And the reason why is obvious. You want to make sure that when you get the sale price for your home, you'll have the funds at that point to be able to use whatever down payment you want to put down for your new home out here in Las Vegas. So it's really important that you make sure you put your home up for sale first in the state that you currently live in before you really get serious about buying anything in Las Vegas. Okay, so step number three is once you already have your home up for sale, that's when you want to get more serious about purchasing a home in Las Vegas. And the reason why is when your home is up for sale, in this market today, no matter where you are in the country, homes are selling quicker than normal. So once you have your home up for sale and eventually you do get that sale, you're going to have the proceeds to use to then buy a new home. Unless, of course, you're coming in as an all-cash buyer and you don't have to worry about putting your home up for sale first. You definitely want to put your home up for sale first if you're not a cash buyer. Once you have your home up for sale and you get that sale, obviously whatever price you're selling it for is going to be using those proceeds to buy your new home. And if you're moving to Las Vegas and obviously you're out of state, you got to make sure you organize this right. So that step really is really important. Get your home up for sale, then we get serious about moving to Las Vegas and looking for a home. And that's where I come in on the next step. Okay, so step number four is where I come in, and this is where I become your eyes and ears. I am now going to be the person who is basically your front man in Las Vegas to help you find that dream home. I'm going to be able to find anything that you want in whatever neighborhood you want based on obviously your price criteria and other specifics that are important for you when buying your home here in Las Vegas. But what I really want to tell you about is while I'm your eyes and ears here now and we're organizing everything, there's another step that's very important for you to do while you're living in your home state. So let's take a look at that next step coming up right now. All right, so step number five is also very important for you guys. So while I'm your eyes and ears trying to help you find your dream home out here in Las Vegas, it's very important that you line up financing with a lender while you're at your current job. And the reason why is your current job obviously gives you a better platform for you to qualify to obviously be able to buy a home in a different state. So you want to use your current job to get financing lined up while you're where you're at right now, while I'm helping you find that perfect dream home here in Las Vegas. That's a really important step to make sure you get that set up beforehand, unless of course you're a cash buyer, which most people are not. But if you happen to be a person that is a cash buyer, you don't have to worry about that. But if you need to get financing lined up, definitely get it lined up at your current job in the state that you live in while we're searching for your home here in Las Vegas. Okay, so one of these other steps coming up right now is a little bit tricky, a little bit different right now. What you would normally do is obviously when you're buying a home that's usually the most expensive purchase of your life, you'd want to come to the city first to look at the homes, take a look at the neighborhoods, the different price points. We would meet each other and then you'd go home and then we'd be able to obviously determine whether or not that's the actual home you want to buy. We'd put it in an offer. But what's happening now because of the coronavirus pandemic is there's two things happening. Number one, there's a lot of travel restrictions. So a lot of people are buying homes through their real estate agent virtually. Everything can be done virtually now, which is great. You can do the paperwork through email. I can send you video tours of homes. You can buy them sight unseen. The other issue though is a lot of times people don't realize this in markets like this, which is really kind of weird. The coronavirus pandemic has really spiked a lot of home sales, especially in a place like Las Vegas. So the housing market here is very hot. There's low inventory and a lot of buyers. So the best thing to do really right now is, if you want to do a home sale purchase, you definitely want to maybe try to do it virtually, because by the time you come to the city and then leave the city, that home could be gone. So trying to do everything quickly now is actually really of paramount importance if you're a buyer in a place like Las Vegas. So that's where I come in again as the eyes and ears. I can help move the transaction for you more efficiently, because you certainly don't want to come out here, fall in love with a home, then go back to your original home state, and then it's no longer for sale. So being able to do things virtually now, it's a little bit different, but that's the way a lot of people are doing the transaction. So again, ideally, you would want to come here, take a look at everything, and you could find a few different options. That's still the first choice if you want to do that. But because of travel restrictions and the fact that it's a hot buyer's market right now, you definitely want to maybe try to think about doing it virtually by using a real estate agent to get that transaction moving, and you can get everything sent to you via video. All right, so let's just do a quick recap just so you guys can see this and get it illustrated a little bit better through seeing the 6 steps here on screen. So number 1 here, you're going to do your initial home search. Now, you can do this online, which most people will do. I know most people will go on Zillow.com or Realtor.com just to do an initial browsing, taking a look at some different homes, different price points. Or you can do something a little bit more significant and have somebody like myself, a real estate agent, handle all of that for you, get all the criteria you want, and send it over to you. Either way, this is the initial phase where you're just looking for a home, usually online from out of state. Second step here, list your current home. Now, obviously, if you're a renter and you don't have a home to list, that doesn't apply to you. If you're an all cash buyer, which most people are not, then this also doesn't apply to you. But most people fall into this right here where you have to list your current home, because it's really important. People have to understand you need to get the proceeds from your current home to use to buy your new future home here in Las Vegas. So once your home is listed, we want to go to step 3. Now is where we want to get serious here. We want to do a real home search. The real home search, really now you want to buckle it down to just saying, hey, do I want this much square footage? Do I want this kind of a price point? Do I want to have a single story home, a 2-story home? Do I want new construction? Do I want a resale? There's a lot of different variables. That's something you got to really start to narrow down. Now, step 4, that's where I can kind of come in here and be your eyes and ears and really help you narrow down that focus point as to what kind of a home you want. So when you are out of state, it's important to have an agent like myself be your eyes and ears, because you need a front person, because in today's market, especially now when there's a lot of buyers in the market and not as many sellers, homes can move very quickly, and you're not going to travel back and forth usually. You're going to want to have somebody who's right here doing all the things for you so that you don't have to go in and out from a traveling standpoint. So you definitely want to have a real estate agent, definitely from a representation standpoint here at this stage at number 4. Number 5, while you're still in your current job, you want to try to line up lender financing, because your current job is going to give you a good platform from a pre-qualification standpoint. So financing is actually really important, because a lot of people don't realize you don't want to come out to Las Vegas without a job lined up and then try to get financing. It's better if you do it because of your track record and your history at your current job. So it's really important to try to get lender financing lined up while you're still at your current job, because you want to take care of these things in advance, okay? The 6th step and the final step is real or virtual real estate purchase. Now, what I mean by that is, in the old days, a real estate purchase, you'd come into the city, you'd take a look at some homes, and then you'd put an offer in and see if it would get accepted. Now, what's happening now in today's market, especially because of the coronavirus and the travel restrictions, a lot of real estate transactions are happening virtually. And what that means is somebody like myself, who's a real estate agent, is definitely going to be that front person for you, definitely going to be your eyes and ears. And what happens is, once we narrow down the search, I can go through the homes, do all virtual type of videotaping and Matterport tours, which are all 3D. You can do all different types of things that can then be sent to you through email or through text. So you're going to get a really good idea without having to do the traveling from someone like me who can do that work for you, send it to you, and take care of that. And the other thing that's important about that is it's important to do it in a very efficient manner in today's world because homes in Las Vegas are moving quickly. A lot of buyers are here. So you want to have somebody who is your front person. So these are really the 6 steps that you need to just get everything lined up. So you want to make sure all this stuff is organized, and that's what I can help you with. Okay, so it can be a little bit confusing to determine how to move to a place like Las Vegas when you're currently living in the home that you're living in right now, depending on what state you live in. That's why it's important for a real estate agent, obviously like myself, to be your eyes and ears, to represent you, to find the best deals, to move on these homes in an efficient, quick manner because we are in a hot market. So it does help to have a real estate agent definitely representing you here. And I love to help people from out of state because I know from a travel restriction standpoint, it's difficult and people are a little bit hesitant to be able to do that. So what it comes down to now is, what is your motivation in terms of a time frame to move? Do you want to do it now? Do you want to do it later? That's up to you. Either way, I can help you find that dream home. All you need to do is just reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home here in Las Vegas. See you in the next video.